Okay, this is phase 2 of the mini bike project. As you can see, I put the chain on it. Jack shaft system is all together. Put a different handlebar on it that's higher. It'll clear my knees. And I put a cover over the clutch. Now, according to my calculations so far, the rear ratio from the clutch to the rear sprocket is about 4.9 to 1. I'd prefer it to be 6 or maybe even 7 to make it easier on the motor. The only way I'll be able to do that is right here, changing out that sprocket. I'll have to find one that's a bigger, so it'll lower the gear ratio. I can't change the ratio on the tire, and I can't change the ratio on the clutch, which is behind that little cover right there. So the only one I could change is that one, and that one will probably do it. But for now, I'll got to finish this thing up and test it to see if it's got enough pull on the low end and stuff like that. I have not yet installed the controls. That's another thing I got to get: brake and throttle system, and then rig that all up. Oil and gas the motor up, and stuff like that. The jack shaft system worked out pretty good. I'm gonna hope that it holds in place well. I've used lock nuts and everything to hold it in place. The cover I used is off an exhaust manifold cover. Off of Briggs & Stratton. I've seen that on some mini bikes for sale on YouTube. No, not YouTube, eBay. And I thought that's a neat idea, so I'll use it. And I had a couple extras, so I decided to use that. But yesterday I spent a day working on this thing, finishing it up. It looks pretty good. I need a kickstand for it also, and some fenders. I got an idea for some fenders. I'll probably take some aluminum or steel angle iron to make a flat spot in here, so I can mount, well, the flat spot right here actually, so I can mount the fender right there, and the same on the front. These mini bikes, like today, you can see the yard is just covered in dew. If you don't have fenders on it, you'll just get covered with muck and stuff like that, so you don't want that. But that's what it looks like so far. I kind of like how it looks. You can see the notch right there I cut in the frame and tied it in with a piece of angle iron, and I did that so I can get to the gas cap. These new motors are a lot taller than the older motors. Also, you can see where I did a little heat wrap right here to keep the exhaust from baking the paint and stuff. If you look underneath the seat, I also did that underneath the seat. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I did that to keep the heat off it, just in case. Keep from baking your butt when you ride it. This will be my personal one. I don't think I'll sell it or pass it on. I put a lot of work into it. I've seen a nice plans and stuff on eBay, so I'm going to start looking at them. They're a chopper style, and I like the chopper style, and they're good setup, and they show you how to make the bucks for them, and the frames and jigs and stuff like that. So that'll be more projects to work on. But there's a lot of neat ideas right here for anybody who's looking at building these. You could take these same ideas, like I did, and apply them to your mini bike and make it work. You will probably have to go to a taller handlebar if you're tall like me. They call these ape hanger. They're a 7/8 design, and you can see how I attached them. See, I cut the original handlebars off, and I kept the mount. And I went down to the motorcycle junkyard and picked these mounts up off a Chinese-made ATV. And these handlebars are off another mini bike. I use this frame because it wasn't run over like the other one. The other mini bike frame is in pretty sad shape. But these new motors, the new Chinese motors, you can get them at Harbor Freight for $100 on sale. That's a pretty good deal. If they blow up, just toss it and grab you another one. The days of rebuilding them little motors like that are getting in the past. But the jack shaft system here, I think will work good. Like I said, if you're going to change the ratio to up the gear ratio, it'll have to be this pulley right here. And I'm going to probably look at that. Like I said, I got to test it first, see how it pulls. This will probably have an awesome top end right now, but with a 4.9 to 1 ratio, I need closer to 6 or even 7. And that'll be in the testing phase. Over here you can see how my brake system is. I use this U-bolt right here to hold the top part of the brake thing in place. And I use a nut to kind of lock it in place. That way the sprocket right here holds it against it in one side, and this lock nut holds it in the other way. That way the brake will stay in place and not come off the brake drum. It'll pull from the bottom. See how my fingers are doing that? It'll pull from the bottom. The brake line will come in through the top up here and pull, and that's how it'll stop this thing. And get a look at it from this side. I have a chain breaker, and I had a time with it. It's one of them cheap made ones, but I still was able to get my stuff done. These pillow blocks have the ability to be adjusted a little bit, so I did the back one first, adjusted it, try to get this on an even plane with the motor and the wheel and everything, and then I cut this chain. And I had cut this chain, and then I had the adjustment for the motor, and I adjusted it right there, still keeping everything in line. So that's what she looks like. Let me pan back and close out on that.